Y'all know before asking my for life is out there. You guys having a blessed day. Make sure you subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Now we got the CJ So Cool and royalty situation with the detective that was on the case, which was dismissed, where the charges were dropped. And he went ahead and did his homework and pulled up some old documents, an old case with CPS, which we already know. But it just gives you more clarification on the matter. But let's get right into the video.
Stated that the court documents were released from that alleged that Royalty and Jalea filed on CJ. Well, now more of those court documents are emerging. Now, again, I'm not going to post those documents here, but just letting you guys know that the case was closed out because of lack of evidence. Well, in these documents, the detective is stating that they pulled up some records from 2018 where these same allegations were brought against CJ. Now, with that being said, Child Protective Services did visit the home, which Royalty was aware of these claims, which would have people wondering if she was aware of these claims that were brought up in 2018, why did she continue her relationship with CJ?
Let me just stop right there. She was aware of the situation. CPS visited the home. When they visit, they talk to people in the home in regards to the matter. That's how the case gets dropped. I know when my kids got detention. I know when they're suspended. I know when they got into a damn scuffle. I know when they didn't literally had a falling out with a friend. And you gonna try to make somebody believe you wasn't aware of CPS visiting the home? Ain't that the video that everybody kept talking about, which disappeared or whatever the case may be in 2018, where they were trying to claim that, oh, this is what happened and the shit that's deleted mysteriously, and then out of nowhere, people are saying that she didn't know. Are you crazy? She did know. She been knew. Is it to say that CJ did it? No. It's just to say that those claims was brought up. It were brought up by someone or something, right? And what makes it even worse, people be like, oh, there's no way that she would have stayed with an individual. Okay, let's put this in the proper understanding. She has said in a plethora of videos that her other baby daddy is trash. He's garbage. He's nothing. But she didn't learn that after the first child. She didn't learn that after 9 months with a second child. She didn't learn again after 9 months with a third child that this individual cannot be a good father. Wasn't someone who would step up to the plate. You know, somebody gonna say them, blame it on somebody being young. There's a lot of young people that make great decisions. There's a lot of young people out there that actually go to God and seek Him and build up their spirituality. So people always want to use extremities to make somebody accept a situation, and that is not the case. And at the end of the day, this is how you know that something don't add up in the situation, because I don't like the way the message was conveyed. I don't like the way it came about. I don't like in the midst of y'all beefing going back and forth, and then the thing with CJ on 32s, how he just jumped in and just threw the information out there. I don't like the way it was. I don't like the way it came about. I don't like, because right when they're separated, when she's having problems with Lexi, they're going back and forth. The whole situation happened with Nike and the other bullshit. And then out of nowhere it comes after she made a lot of claims too as well towards Kamari. And then it was vice versa. Everybody was making claims against each other. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. But when CPS is called the royalties home, it got to be across the board. They be like, oh yeah, CPS ain't do nothing because I didn't do it. I wasn't on anything. Y'all can't have it one way and then don't have it the other. That's why the Bible says that a righteous man can judgeth all things. You know why? 'Cause a lot of people lack spirituality and truth. It's not about, oh, I care about this. I don't give a damn about no one that I'm talking about. This is a situation where you're reacting to people that have made their business public. And since people have their own opinion and perspectives, so can everyone else. And I just believe that this doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. There's plenty of videos afterwards where Jalea is consistently saying, "Dad, dad, 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 dad. Father, father, father." Just like the other kids. And let me tell you something. A lot of people like to, would try to discount that, but that's not the way it works. You can't just remove that. People get hurt and upset when you separate. It does happen a lot. There's just like there's a lot of men that can do those things, there are a lot of women that lie as well. People act like they never heard of women lying. Have you not seen the Jonathan Major situation? Have you not seen other people, that football player who lost damn near 20 years of his life due to somebody lying? Have y'all not seen this? People got to understand these things happen every day. It happens when somebody does do it, and it happens when somebody doesn't do it as well. And people have to understand people do their job. There are detectives, there are DAs out there that do their jobs. To me, it just doesn't add up. I don't like the way Jalea said when this little girl finna, basically ruin your career. Threatening, using their so-called or alleged, SA as a weapon. I didn't like the way it was conveyed. Say, for instance, it was true, right? I wouldn't have liked the way she conveyed it anyway. If it turned out, I still would have had a problem with it and said, you don't use that as a weapon. Because it shouldn't be a weapon. That should just be your truth. It should never be a weapon. It should just be truth.
Because you're in the wrong. If A touched B and C saw it and C didn't tell D, then C and A in trouble.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
So what are you doing?
Is this dude a clown? Yes. Is this dude a fool and an habitual liar? Yes, but a lot of people are. Doesn't make them that. Buddy is not some high-class celebrity. He is not a millionaire. Buddy ain't got it going on like that. This dude barely got no damn money. Buddy had to sell out his goddamn jewelry, his cars. He literally had to kick his baby mama out the same house that he claimed that she can be in so he can be in it. He is not a person with great resources and influence and power that he can somehow manipulate the justice system. No. It will basically be a pleasure for the cops, for the detectives to arrest this fool. It'll make them feel a lot better to get a guy that got delusions of grandeur as well off the internet to make an example out of this fool. But they did their job. They investigated the matter and they found holes in it that didn't make sense. And you got to understand, any of y'all that got a son out there, any of y'all that got a brother out there, any of y'all that got a nephew out there, any of y'all that got cousins out there, any of y'all that got people like that, and I have a son. So let me tell you something. I'll be damned if a woman is going to say something, people run with it, and he's an influencer in the future, and then everybody throw his name through the mud, and he didn't do a damn thing. That'll tear you apart as a parent, just like I have a daughter as well. But guess what? If my daughter went through something traumatic, I'm not running to the internet. I'm not saying anything in that regard. I'm gonna make sure I put 110%. And guess what? If you co-parenting with that individual and you have another child with them, I wouldn't send my child over there. I will fight tooth and nail to make sure that my kid does not go over there with that person.
You're weird. You're basically saying, I don't care about my own life. I don't really care about my kids because this is hard for me.
So this is a video that CJ previously released on the situation. And he's basically claiming here, okay, if you knew about these allegations and you didn't say anything, then that would make us both be at fault. Again, CJ is denying all of these allegations, and this case was thrown out for lack of evidence. But now people are wanting to know, why didn't royalty step in if these claims were true in 2018? No, royalty joined the panel of BSC TV, and she had this to say, basically clearing her name about this whole situation.
What's going on, Cap?
Okay, so now they saying because the paper of the person who made the report, which I think is Ken so cool, low key. Right, the person
that really makes no sense.
Think about it, he was homeless, gang. Y'all kicked him out and made him even more homeless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Okay, so I think so they saying like the report is saying like royalty knew, and then they saying royalty had to know because if people at the school knew, like some they say the paper say like some little girls some shit. If the people at the school knew, royalty had to know about the allegations.
No.
Let me tell you why that makes no sense too. On top of that, saying that, trying to make it seem like she didn't know. Detectives cannot use witnesses or individuals on a case. I don't know. I don't think people understand how case writing works. But when you do case writing, those are things that are submitted to a judge, an official officer of the court. Because if you write anything that can be traced back to someone that made up something, that implements that officer, that puts them at a disadvantage, and it can cost them their job. Sometimes I just be like, what is going on? What is going on? What's really going on, right? All right, let's get into it. Let's look. I'm gonna read some comments right quick before I even do that. People saying royalty is getting on my nerves. If her and her kids made CJ, then why don't they make themselves? Let's keep going. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go down. Let's look at this here. I don't believe royalty. I do believe she wants to destroy him. Let me tell you something. Let's look at this. I want y'all to look at something. Royalty lie every time she mad. Look at every comment, every likes. Royalty lying. If CPS came to your house, you're damn sure knew. Let me tell you something. I don't think people understand something. I don't know if people ever had like a restraining order put on them, or when if you went through a divorce and your ex is trying to basically get the kids full custody, they'll pull little stunts like that, and then CPS will come over. And let me tell you something, they won't fucking stop. They won't motherfucking stop until they talk to your ass and your kids at school, and everybody, the teacher, everybody know they won't motherfucking stop. Let me tell you something, I don't think people understand. Because you know why? They live on the internet. They live in fairy tale land. They live in la la land. They don't live in reality. They stuck in the matrix. They think they on the power grid. This is not the power grid. Come on now. This is not binary code. This is real life. I'm being pragmatic right now. Pay attention. Goodness gracious. That's why, man, if you leave it up to the court of public opinion on YouTube or the comment section of people, oh, hell no. They need to throw out the whole goddamn judicial system. They need to throw out everything. If we have to leave it to people online to judge people, boy, we screwed.
Oh, that's definitely false. Like, the school was never brought into this situation. Nobody from the Jalea school, nobody, like the source came, the CPS came. And when I asked them about the report, they said an anonymous caller had made a report.
So when you ask them, when CPS came, you ask them who made an anonymous report. You know what they do? They share it with you because you're the parent, the guardian. They're not going to withhold information from you. That means that you knew about it. It doesn't matter where the report came from. It doesn't matter if a motherfucking ghost made the report. If somebody was claiming that your boyfriend at the time was doing something that was inappropriate, guess what? You still overlooked it.
And they couldn't really disclose what was in the report.
They can this is how you know she's lying. If my child is in a report, the CPS worker is going to disclose it to you because it's your child. You have to protect that child. If CPS doesn't disclose it to you, guess what? That makes them liable and they can be sued. And a lot of other things can happen. You think a CPS worker going to sit up here and say somebody made claims about your child being touched on and they're going to keep it from you?
Like the 2018 report that everybody's seeing now is my first time seeing it ever. I never
Okay, so
I can't take it. I can't take it.
Okay, so you never seen the report back in 2018 when Ken So Cool called CPS? Well, not well, we don't know yet, but yeah.
No, I never seen the report.
Okay.
So everything that everybody's seen in the report is all new to me, just like it's new to y'all. And majority of the stuff, half the stuff in that whole report is made up.
Okay.
Because the 3 year
Oh, it's so now half of it is made up. Now half of it is made up, even though you just now looking at it. So for some odd reason, you have the discernment and the ability to look back into the past and realize this shit is fake. You know what? This is why you got to look at certain situations. You got to understand something. You got to have intelligence and intellect. You have to have the ability to decipher what's in front of you. You have to have the ability to look past being biased, look past being an individual online, because you have emotions involved and a lot of other, different aspects that really are not adding up. Please pay attention to the truth. Pay attention, because a lot of things that in this category are not making sense.
year old, I don't know who the 3-year-old they're talking about. Julia never told anybody at the school. She never told.
Would you know? That means that you're basing off of what somebody's telling you, what Jalea's telling you now. I didn't tell nobody back then. If let me tell you something, children barely can remember what they ate 3, 4, 5 days ago. Go ahead, ask your 8-year-old, your 9-year-old, your 10-year-old, your 11-year-old what they ate on Monday if it's Friday, and I bet you they got to think about that. Then they still gonna get it wrong. This is what I'm talking about. It's like people don't use common sense, right? Use common sense.
Any friends around that time, so I don't know where everybody's.
What you how, just pay attention right quick. She said CPS came to the home and they couldn't disclose information. That's a bald-faced ass lie. I'm letting you know that. That is a bald-faced lie. Come on now. That is not the way it works. CPS has to disclose it because it's putting your child's life at risk. Oh my God. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments. This shit is wild. I just can't take, when I hear things like this makes me think, okay, there has to be a disconnect somewhere. It like people got to live in reality. And when you don't live in reality, you allow anything and everything to take over you. Like the Bible states, the simple believe anything. I'm up out of there.